also asked Rabbi A.D. Monson to come up, and he has been a warrior on this issue throughout the Midwest for several years. So, Rabbi, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Representative Huffman. Good morning. As Representative Huffman said, my name is Rabbi A.D. Monson. I represent Agudath Israel of America. Agudath Israel serves as the liaison between government and the entire spectrum of the Orthodox Jewish educational institutions in the U.S., including more than 250,000 students attending non-public schools in Ohio and across the country. I want to recognize the presence and support of my colleague, Joyce Garber-Keller from Ohio Jewish Communities as well. Thank you. This bill affects three things that I think are very important to all Ohioans, but perhaps particularly the Orthodox Jewish community: children, education, and neighborhoods. Children. With an average of about 6 children per family, children are the centerpiece of the Jewish community. I know coming from 9, that doesn't sound like very much, but this bill focuses on what's best for children, not necessarily the adults. Education. As representatives of a people that have long attached the highest priority to education, we possess a well-known drive for lifelong education and lifelong learning. As an aside, my 3 oldest siblings, myself included, have a combined 9 degrees, not including rabbinic ordinations. Talked to my younger brother about what it feels like to grow up in such a family. This bill will help students receive a quality education that is most suited for their needs at the same or lower cost for taxpayers. Moreover, introducing an element of competition among schools can only serve to strengthen all delivery methods of education. As a former special ed teacher, I'm especially pleased that Representative Huffman included Ohio's most vulnerable student population. Of the more than 250,000 students with special needs in Ohio, an overwhelming majority are receiving an excellent education in the public schools. However, for those who aren't having their needs met in the public school, this bill gives them another option that doesn't require drawn-out due process hearings or expensive court cases. And finally, neighborhoods. The Orthodox Jewish community in Ohio is generally clustered in what we call the first suburbs. These are neighborhoods that 50 years ago were the suburbs, and now are beginning to face the challenges and similar challenges of that of the urban core. Young families often move to the outer suburbs as soon as their children are ready for school. Neighborhood schools, both public and private, form the anchors of these first suburb communities. This bill will help retain and attract families to affordable neighborhoods. These families will contribute property tax dollars to support quality public education and still benefit from a choice of affordable or free private school options. My community is 100% behind this bill's objectives, and we look forward to seeing the bill and seeing it signed into law. Thank you.
And I should mention that we've been meeting with a series of stakeholder groups in this. We actually started in first part of December to gather ideas from the private school community about what would work, what wouldn't work, what's obtainable, what's not obtainable. And I want to thank Larry Pio and Jim Tobin and Carolyn Jerkowitz from the Catholic Conference. And of course, when you start naming people, you can't remember everyone who's been at the meetings. But there's been folks there from Black Parents Association, from the Independent Christian Schools, and a number of other groups, which we know will be coming forward to support our effort as we move this forward in the next couple of weeks. But we would be remiss if we didn't have representatives of the most important people here, and that are parents of students who had an opportunity and are concerned about taking advantage of this. And we asked a couple of folks to come today, Tara Myers and Tracy Woodard, and I'd ask them to come up today and share their stories a little bit about why this is important. Thank you very much.
As a representative had mentioned, my name is Tara Myers, and I am a daughter, a sister, a friend, a wife, and most importantly, a mother. While I wear many hats, my greatest joy has been being the mother of 3 beautiful children, ages 16, 14, and 12, a son with special needs, and 2 daughters who are considered typical learners. As a mom, my plate is full with different responsibilities, helping take my children to swim practice, helping with homework, making sure that the dinner is on the table nightly. But I fully believe that my greatest responsibility as a mom is to ensure that each of my 3 children receive a meaningful and accessible education in a safe and nurturing environment, and that's why I'm here today. I can tell you from my personal experience the terror of experiencing as a mom when my son and daughter were put in situations that left them physically and emotionally scarred. Schools are supposed to be safe and a place to foster learning and help each student to excel. And when a school system proves to be a scary place and a stifling situation for a student to excel, it's time to find another option. My husband and I, along with our oldest daughter, were relieved when we realized that there was another option offered other than just attending our local public school. Through the Ed Choice Scholarship, we were able to send our daughter to a private school in our area where she feels safe and her academics have just absolutely excelled. I shudder at the thought of how different our daughter's academic performance and emotional well-being would be if she were not afforded the opportunity to attend a school where she feels safe. While I'm completely grateful for the opportunity for my daughter that she's been given through the Ed Choice program, she's not my only child. My son, who the educational community labels as having a significant cognitive delay, deserves to attend a school where he feels safe and where he can receive a meaningful education that will help him become as independent as possible after high school. Those of you that have children know that as a parent, you know your child best. You know their likes, their dislikes, you know when they're happy, when they're sad. Bottom line, you know exactly what they need. The Special Education Scholarship would allow parents like myself the ability to choose what school would be best to fit their child's educational needs. ODE's vision, as stated on their website, states this: Ohio's promise, enhance achievement, focus on excellence, provide opportunities. And that's what I'm hoping for today. This vision should encompass all learners, from those who are gifted to those that are labeled with special educational needs. We need to provide the same opportunities to special education students that are provided to typical learners. This scholarship would provide the chance for special education students to attend schools by which they would achieve and excel in academics. It is a time that we break free from the cookie mold system of education and provide special education students a chance to truly reach their potential. And I think we would all be surprised by the outcomes. Thank you so much for hearing my statement.
Ooh, how do you follow that? I'm Tracy Woodard, and my background is kind of similar. We have 6 children, so we're a family of 8, and we homeschooled 2 of our kids at the time. This one decided he wanted to go back to school, so we put him in public school, and didn't go so well. Well, we didn't have the option. We were being told this is what you get. As a parent, you want the best for your children, and this Ed Choice Scholarship gave us a second chance. I don't know any other way to say it. We have 3 other ones, a senior now in high school who does not get the Ed Choice Scholarship. We paid for him. We had 2 in school also, but couldn't afford to keep them there. So we homeschooled them. They're happy, of course, but they yearn to go back to school. Having this pass would mean the world to kids who, not just my kids, but kids who don't have the opportunity, the parents who don't have that choice, that this is all you get. That's not acceptable. And helping this to pass is letting us help other people and let other states, government know this is not acceptable. And I thank you today for listening to me. I actually thought it would be exceptional to have somebody who's actually benefiting from this scholarship say something. So my son Walton.
Basically, how do you follow that? Me as a young man, it's meant a lot. I mean, I've been through a lot, and I'm sure everybody in this room has, but that's life. We have to basically just go with it and make the best, but you can't do that if you're not properly equipped. So the public school that I was going to was not equipping me, I feel, in my opinion, for life. So I was like, Mom, we have to do something. And she didn't know what to do. And that was the first time I could actually tell in my mom that she didn't know how this was going to turn out. And so, you know, I have my older brother who's a senior, and he's my everything. I want to be just like him. And so he's intelligent. To me, it's like for him, school comes easy. He really doesn't have any problems with school, and he may be just, that's what he shows. He may be terrible, but that's just what I see. So I strive to go after straight A's. One of my favorite quotes is, shoot for the moons, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. So even if I don't reach what I'm going for, I'm still going to be pursuing excellence at all times. And so through this scholarship, I feel like I have a harder work ethic on how to present myself in different situations and how to go after my grades and my education, because even to this point, I've been doing what it takes just to get by in school. And I realize now that I've been taking advantage of that because other people aren't as blessed as I am to have the Ed Choice Scholarship. So just this entire experience has made me realize that I need to grasp what is important to me, and I need to get a hold on it. So thank you guys.
Wow, how do you follow that? Yeah, don't even try. That's right, Jerry. I really appreciate those wonderful, poignant statements. Those are, that's why we're doing this. It really is. I've had great opportunity to work with Chad Aldous. I'm going to ask Chad to come up and speak a little bit, who's the Executive Director for School Choice Ohio, who's really been an asset to me and to this caucus in providing information and seeing, again, what's attainable. I think Tina made a good point both in the micro and in the macro. So I'd ask Chad to talk a little bit about our efforts and what we can do to move forward.
Good morning. I guess I truly got the shortest straw following those great stories. So, and I know I won't be nearly as moving, but I am extremely honored to be here this morning and am fully in support of Representative Huffman's proposal to expand educational opportunity to more Ohioans. I'm here very simply because School Choice Ohio as an organization is committed to this very simple notion that every child should have access to a high-quality education, and, as you heard, that a child's parent is the best person to make the decision as to what school that is. In Ohio, many families attend and are very pleased with their zone public school. That's not going to change under anything you heard today or anything in the future. Other families have been lucky to have quality educational options when their neighborhood school, for whatever reason, was not working for them. Unfortunately, not all families have been so lucky. Those are the stories that I often hear. Typically, families calling our office, we're a nonprofit organization that works to let families know about what their educational choices are. Families calling our office are usually hear about the Ed Choice Scholarship Program. And they call and say, am I eligible? This could be the answer to what I've been looking for. And most of the time, just because of the structure of the program, that answer is no. And the desperation and frustration we hear in their voices is heartbreaking. It's unforgettable. Ed Choice has been a popular program. It's grown consistently in its 5 years, but it's been very limited. One of the strengths of Representative Huffman's proposal, as you heard, is his movement away from awarding school choice opportunities based upon the performance of an individual public school building, like Ed Choice does, and instead placing the focus squarely on the needs of an individual student. Because at its core, school choice is about the individual child and not about building A or building B. I'd like to also say a few words about the proposed special needs scholarship. Before moving to Ohio just over 3 years ago, I had the honor and pleasure of serving as the Director of Scholarship Programs at the Florida Department of Education. In that capacity, I actually administered and implemented the largest voucher program in the nation for students with disabilities. And I won't kid you, when a decade ago, when the McKay Scholarship Program, which is what that voucher is called, was passed, it was controversial, like every school choice program has been. Today, a decade later, it would be hard to find a room full of people to stand up against it. It has been very, very popular. The pendulum has swung, and it's now an accepted and valued part of Florida's educational landscape. Ohio's Autism Scholarship, which has been around since the beginning of the 04 school year, has been really, really popular with parents. And I'm sure as this bill and this proposal moves forward, you'll hear some of their stories. And I'd really love to see that same opportunity extended to families of all students with disabilities. I think that would be very significant and important. Bottom line, the time for one-size-fits-all education is drawing to a close. School districts have already recognized this, creating innovative magnet programs within the traditional public setting, public school choice, moving to different schools within a public school district, open enrollment. All of these are factors where the public schools have recognized this and are doing, in many cases, a great job to do that. But our challenge going forward is to find the best way of educating all of the public, in whatever environment that is, whether it's a traditional public school, a community school, a virtual school, or a private school using a state scholarship. So Representative Huffman's proposal is a crucial step in the right direction. I think it empowers parents and places the emphasis where it should be, squarely on the needs of the child. And I'm honored and pleased, and will do whatever I can working forward to try to make sure this becomes a reality.